And moving to Bilsa South, the district chief executive there, Mr. Daniel Garba, says he has requested traditional authorities and the clergy in the area to intervene in suspected spiritual attacks at the Fumbisi Senior High School. About 40 students have reportedly passed out after they saw strange objects. The school authorities were forced to shut down the school following protests by some of the students. We'll hear from the DCE shortly. First, though, the headmaster of the school, Cletus Aruk, narrating what happened.
Around 10 to 11 thereabouts, where we had information that a female student who was at the dormitory around press time fell from a story building. She said that, in fact, she saw a strange being appear before her. She tried to identify what exactly it was, but she couldn't. And then what she could realize is that she was on the ground from the second floor. She complained that she could not see properly. She had lost the sight in the process. Just the same night, when she shouted and they ran out, 8 other girls collapsed. And they were also rushed to the hospital and resuscitated and were discharged the following morning. So another incident happened the night of the event, where male students went on rampage, attacking watchmen. The headmaster's watchman was attacked. The house mistress's house was attacked, and some other properties were vandalized in the process. Somewhere around 12 to 1 that we heard that some other students were also fallen. About 10 of them were taken to the hospital and were also taken care of. So given the situation in which it was, the Director of Education, conferring with the Regional Director, came to the conclusion that it was better we close it down. Some of them said that in an attempt to enter their dormitories, you just get weak and fall. And that's the explanation all of them gave.
The doctors point anything medically related to those who were collapsing?
Not exactly. Actually, suspected was that because of the fear factor that had ensued there the previous night.
Do you suspect anything spiritual?
We can't rule that out. We're living in a physical and spiritual world, so that much we can't rule it out. So even as a result of that, I have engaged traditional rulers, the landowners of the area as well, to look at it. I've also engaged some of the pastors council within the district to also take a religious look at it as well. So we need to approach it from all facets.
If you say look at it, what specifically do you want them to do? Members of the clergy, you want them to pray? The traditional authorities, what exactly do you want them to do?
Yes, the traditional authorities, they can also look at it from the traditional point of view. I am told by a former headmaster of the school that it ever happened, and they brought in the traditional authorities to come and do some purifications around the same environment where the girls are today. So we can't rule spiritual implications out of it.
And joining me on the phone lines now is the Bilsa South DCE, Mr. Daniel Garba. He heads the District Security Committee there. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Awesome. Has the Security Council been able to unravel the mystery behind what's going on?
Thank you very much. For us to whether we've been able to unravel the mystery, I would say no, because these are matters beyond physical. As the girls in the dormitory have explained to us, it appears this is not the first time that has happened to them. There has been that complaint coming from the students, from especially the girls' dormitory, about occasionally seeing a strange being, which has been a subject matter within their enclave. But it came to our attention when this girl fell from the story building, and so we have informed the traditional authorities about it. Some religious bodies have also been informed. In fact, yesterday, some of the religious bodies, some pastors had a meeting with the headmaster, and in order to see what they can do to help in that situation. So we have not been able to unravel what the mystery is as we speak.
But you're absolutely convinced that it is definitely a spiritual component that is involved?
I'm not definitely convinced, but we suspect that also, because we live in a world where it's a combination of physical and spiritual things.
What are the other conditions that you're exploring, the other possibilities why this is happening? What are some of the other possibilities you're exploring?
The other possibilities, like the headmaster or the former headmaster of the school said, he said in 1998 there was a similar incident, and they brought in the traditional authorities, and they did some purifications and pacifications, which then after they never experienced that again. So we want to explore that angle again.
Okay.
And the pastors will also go there and pray. If there's a particular spirit that is worrying students there, I'm sure after all that exercise, we should bring this.
It should be fine. When are you planning to implement all of these things?
The school board is meeting today.
Okay.
The school board is meeting today. After today, I'm sure yesterday when the pastors went, that was what the pastor said, that yes, they will factor it as part of the agenda for the meeting today.
Okay.
After the meeting, the timelines will be drawn.
Okay, and how are the students doing?
For now, we have asked them to go home.
Okay.
So they are home at the moment. So after the board meeting today, the decisions that will be taken, we are hoping that we would do all these things by weekend, so that early part of next week we can call the students back to school.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us, and we're wishing you all the best.